Welcome to another Streams, Pods, and God. I'm Francisco Ruiz, part of the Retro Rewind podcast, and tonight we're going to be talking about handling the holidays as a streamer. Someone, whether you're a Twitch streamer, YouTube streamer, if you live stream, what are some methods for handling the holidays? What are some methods for handling the holidays as a podcaster? And also a Christ follower. I mean, how do you handle holidays, say, like Halloween, Christmas? What types of things should you do? I mean, Christmas is kind of an easy one. Easter, probably also easy if you're a Christian. But in case, maybe you don't know. So we'll talk about all of those. We're going to be interacting in chat a bit less while I do these to hopefully get through. And then after this segment, we will be doing a Q&A where if you are watching live, you can ask questions about the topic or about anything. And you can watch live and ask questions at twitch.tv/retrorewindpod. We do these on Monday nights, usually at 8 p.m. Pacific. Okay, handling the holidays. First up, as a streamer. With streaming, it's kind of a tricky medium, and I'm going to have the assumption that the reason you stream is to hopefully build an audience, build community. We talked about building community last time on Streams, Pods, and God. Hopefully I'll put a card up here somewhere. And when you're live streaming, people kind of count on you. If you're streaming with consistency, people count on you to be streaming when you say you're going to stream. If you stream Monday nights and Christmas falls on a Monday, they kind of expect you to stream anyway. I mean, it depends on your audience. I mean, I'm sure some people have grace with that. It's like, yeah, I'm going to spend time with my family, not going to stream, guys. I think a lot of people will understand that. I mean, hopefully you're streaming to humans and not soulless robots. But if you're streaming to soulless robots, tell me how that works. I'd be curious. I missed it again. But when you are live streaming, so there's that expectation. So you can, I would handle it one of two ways. You can either decide, yeah, I'm going to move forward with streaming. I've made this commitment to stream on these days, and I'm going to honor that commitment. And if you choose to do that, I would definitely play into the holiday in terms of your stream, like add some festive overlays, whether it's maybe you're streaming on, maybe you couldn't make it to your family for Thanksgiving and you decide to stream to your online family, so to speak. Well, add some overlays that are festive, like a turkey, or maybe wear a pilgrim hat, I guess. I'm sure would offend someone, but you could do it, I suppose. Or, and just have that be in mind when someone enters the stream. Say, oh, happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas, or Happy Halloween if it's that. So that's option one, is playing up and playing into the holiday and playing while you play during the holiday. Option two would be to let your audience know ahead of time, and preferably like a few streams every time you stream, leading up to it for about maybe, I don't know, a month. If you're going, and this can work for just general leaves of absence, but if you're going to take a break from streaming for a bit, mainly for we're talking on holidays. So let's say you're going to take Christmas off. Then when December hits, let people know beginning of your streams or ends of your streams, because that's when people are usually hanging out. The people that are your loyal fans are usually going to be there at the beginning or at the end. Let them know, hey, reminder, guys, I'm going to be taking a Christmas day off. I know we usually stream then, but I want to spend it with my family. I'm sure it's as important to you guys, family, as it is to me. And so just be aware that we're not going to be there, but always check out our previous VODs, or if you have YouTube, say, hey, you can check out past broadcasts. And maybe even record something, pre-record something to share with them, which kind of leads us into our next section, which is handling the holidays as a podcaster. Now, with podcasting, it's definitely a different medium in that it's on-demand listening. Whoa, I got it. Oh, I missed it. It's on-demand listening. I missed it. And so I think there's a lot less excuse for you to say, hey, yeah, we're not going to release an episode on Christmas. But you don't have to, it's not like you have to record the podcast on Christmas. So if your normal release date's like a Tuesday and Thursday and Thanksgiving's Thursday, and like, well, I don't want to release a podcast on a Thursday. Again, there's two schools of thought to this. and I you can probably imagine which one I'm gonna sort of go into. One school similar to streaming is you decide, well, I'm not gonna release a podcast. I love the conversation you guys are having. This is awesome. I can't wait to get back to it here. I'm gonna try to finish though. Go speed through this. Anyway, yes, happy Hanukkah, Geek Devotions. So let's say it's Thursday, and you decide, yeah, we're not going to release an episode on Thursday because no one's going to listen to it. And I mean, what's the point of releasing an episode on Thanksgiving when no one's going to listen to it on that day? You could definitely go with that. I feel like that's kind of silly because first off, you have people that are going to be traveling that day, and they may be people that listen to your show and be like, oh, I'm so glad. You know what? I'm not looking forward to traveling. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing my family Thanksgiving, but I'm not looking forward to this travel. I'm so glad that I'm going to have the new podcast from my favorite podcaster to listen to because they release on Thursdays. And oh, good, I'm going to have a new podcast to listen to during my long drive or my flight. And then you don't release one. It's going to be like, oh, man, I was really hoping they'd have a new episode to listen to. I mean, I guess that they won't release one on Thanksgiving, but man, I was looking forward to that. So, I mean, if you've told people ahead of time that, hey, we're not going to release an episode on XYZ day, holiday, then, I mean, that's fine. But maybe not everyone listens to every episode. So, I would say I'm more in the camp of, hey, what just happened? Okay, apparently there's this secret passageway. I've never seen this before. Well, this is awesome. Anyway, back to what I was saying before I was utterly distracted by this place. Wow. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. Q. Oh, welcome, qooldeluxx. Welcome. Much farther before that? Okay. Thank you, krisknits. Okay. Let's see. You fixing a flat geed? What? Are you spinning dreidel? I wish I was spinning a dreidel tonight rather than spinning a lug wrench. Gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. qooldeluxx dropping the sub. Thank you so much, qooldeluxx, for that. Oh my gosh. Really appreciate to have you here. So you get your first badge, I think, which is the TC1, which is... Still haven't read the... I would say, release an episode on the day you're supposed to if you're a podcaster, and hey, why not theme it? Like if you're doing a movie podcast and you're releasing on Christmas, do a Christmas movie, or a movie that's sort of in that season, like something we've been doing for Retro Rewind podcast is the past 3 years we've been releasing Lord of the Rings episodes. Like this year is going to be the last one where we talk about Return of the King, and those all came out in December, so they're kind of wintry in that way. So I feel like that's a better option, especially since you can record beforehand. There's much less excuse of not releasing a podcast on a holiday. So even though you can handle it with just saying, we're not releasing a podcast, but I think not releasing one just because you think no one's going to listen to it, that's kind of weak. I mean, I suppose if you're releasing on Halloween, maybe, but even then, I think that's... release it when you're supposed to release it. People will appreciate the consistency, and it's not like they're going to miss it, even if they don't listen to it the day of. They're going to download it another day, and it's fun. That's the magic of podcasts. Okay. Lastly, tonight, let's talk about handling holidays as a Christ follower, which is what I am. Even if you're not, maybe this will be some interesting points of interest for you. Redundancy much, Francisco? Let's see. Rugged said the fellowship was formed on Christmas. Yes, exactly. Was it really? I'm not that knowledgeable of Tolkien. Was the Council of Elrond around in December? I know they use the Augustan calendar. That's not right. Whatever. They use our similar calendar in Middle Earth. Regardless. How to handle the holidays? Well, I think first off is if it's something like Christmas, and you're a Christian, I would definitely give. And I mean, this is a bit cliche, but Christ is the reason for the season and all that. I think if you want to have Santa Claus be a part, that's fine. But I can't talk. I love, if you've ever read or watched the first Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I love the way they use Santa in that. And that's that he's almost like he points people to Aslan, which is standing for Christ, in those books, because he's like, yes, I'm giving these weapons to you to help in your battle versus evil, and that's helping Aslan. And it's not about, the focus is on me and getting gifts. It's about, here are these tools to help you in your journey as a Christ follower, Aslan follower. Hopefully you know what I mean there. So I think just making sure you have the right focus. And also something that we like to do is tell our kids about the actual St. Nicholas. All I really know about him is what's in the VeggieTales cartoon, where they talk about the actual saint and what he did. I think he lived in Turkey or something like that. If you know more about the actual historical figure, please drop that knowledge in the chat. But the long and the short of it is, if you are a Christ follower and celebrating a holiday, I would definitely make sure you're having the right focus of putting Christ first, as with all things. And I'm just going to end with the verse I have here above my monitor, which I think is applicable to this. And that is, and this is Colossians 3:17. Whatever you do in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks through him to God the Father. So thank you everyone for watching this segment of Streams, Pods, and God. And we're going to switch over to the Q&A now. But if you are watching this on YouTube, please like, share, and smash that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100 so I can change the name to Retro Rewind Pod, not just Retro Rewind Podcast, and be consistent with everything. Okay, bye-bye.